And when I came to Lakewood, I came to Good Shepherd United Methodist Church, and I was going to be the snack lady at the Vacation Bible School. And our pastor was Rick Cantrell. And I said to Rick, I said, I need some help. And he said, well, go meet Ruthie. I had never met Ruthie. So Ruthie and I were the snack ladies for the Vacation Bible School. And what did we say to each other but, let's pray. Remember? And we've been prayer partners for many years. We've seen many, many answers to prayer. And we have become best friends. So if anybody else would like to take the microphone, you can share your heart, you can whatever. And Ruthie, I wanted to tell you that the Cantrells called you today to wish you a happy birthday.
Yeah, me. She couldn't see me, I'm so small. Anyway, I like to say a few words about my mother-in-law. Not bad words, but good words. Years back when I first met Linda and didn't know mother-in-law real well, her Ruth, as you all know her, Ruthie. But anyway, I got the honor, the chance to talk to her one day on the phone. And at that time, I guess my faith wasn't real strong, but I had faith in the good Lord. But anyway.
Whose hearing aids? Yours?
Nope, not mine. Not mine. But anyway, I told in conversation, I told Ruth that I thank the Lord every day for my wife Linda.
This is about her.
I know, but this is about Ruth. I thank Ruth for having a daughter that could care and love me. So I thanked her for that, and I thank the Lord every day for Ruth. She couldn't ask for a better mother-in-law. So anyway, we love her. I love her. That's my toast to her. Is there anyone else that would like to say? Marvin. Okay, Marvin's got the mic.
Yes, I'd just like to thank Ruthie. When I came to Good Shepherd United Methodist, she was there. And my wife would go to Michigan to see her folks. Well, when she was gone, they didn't have no cook. So Ruthie would invite me over to her place. I like liver and onions, and she did too, so every time we have liver and onions, and we would pray together, and I was not much of a Christian back then, but she sure changed my life, and we thank her very much.
Oh, Miss Ruthie. You guys said this could be a roast too, right? No? No. Miss Ruthie, I love you. It stinks that it's been so long since I've seen you, so I'm going to have to be better at keeping in touch. But when they told me that you were turning 80, I said that couldn't be possible because that means that I would be turning 30. And I'm not willing to admit that. But Mom was asking me beforehand, she said that they were going to do a little roast for you. And so she asked me of a really funny memory. And I remember the first time I ever spent the night at your house. And we still didn't know each other that well. And I was probably about this tall. And we went and we ordered stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut and went to the drive-in and we saw Major Payne. And those of you who have seen Major Payne know that there's a little bit of vulgarity in it. And the second the swear word flew out of his mouth, I was like, because I had met Miss Ruthie from church. I couldn't hear the next 60 seconds of the movie because she was laughing so loud. And that's how I knew that she was my type of friend. But a happy birthday, and you know what? I still have the pillow that you gave me for my birthday. And I love you, and good to see you. Happy birthday. Who's next? I know you guys have plenty of funny stories. I've heard them. Anybody?
Who's next?
Miss Ruth, you've been a huge blessing to our church, a huge blessing to my life, and I have so many great stories. I'll share some funny ones. I remember my first service, I went to go hear Pastor Kim preach, and they didn't know I was going to be the pastor yet. I guess you must have known. And I'm worshiping, and I feel this hand go around my waist, and I think to myself, oh, what's going on? Miss Ruth, she was walking me, and then she held my hand, and I don't know if you remember, we worshiped the entire time, holding hands, that first time that I went to go see Pastor Kim.
Fixed it so that you could not sit and sing with you.
Yeah, I think that was a plan. I think that was a plan.
I kind of felt like you knew I'd make you feel like a
And you did. You most certainly did. And I also remember one time that you were just recently picking weeds, and you were tired, and you said, and you were, it was hot outside, and then you looked at me and you said, so, you want to pray? And I said, sure, let's pray. And that was that's what you do on your time off, you pray. And it was just a great witness to me. So we love you, and just glad to have met you and been in the church for this long.
Where to now? Oh, hold on, I'll get this. Now we got them all.
Miss Ruth, you've made such a difference in my life. And so many times I want to quit that kitchen because I'm tired. And Ruth makes me come because she says, I can't do it without you. And you have a way of making everybody feel very important. And also, I remember a time, and I'm not going to tell this whole story, that Gert and you and Marv and I went to the Chinese restaurant, and I've never looked at a bathtub the same since.
That's not fair. What's the rest of that mean?
Yes, and also I want to tell a story about Ruthie told me. She's always picking people up alongside the road and taking them home and feeding them. Forever doing that, and I get on a Ruthie, you can't take some of these people in your home. Well, that's about a Ruth. She goes home, takes this guy home. She says, I told him all about Jesus. And anyway, she went in and fixed his supper. She said she gave him a job to do, and she went back outside and he was gone. And I said, well, what happened? She said, I think he heard me all about Jesus.
No, it's on. Who else would want to share? Oh, back here, Reverend Kim.
Hi, it is so good to see all of you. And well, I just want to say that Ruth Ronimus is a person who loves God and His church, and she's the person who loves her pastor and her neighbor. I remember when I first came to Shepherd, and I was meeting with for the first time, and Ruth was the one that are you nervous? And she was the one who made me feel warm, and I also remember that Ruth, I used to live in the parsonage, right? When I was living in Good Shepherd parsonage, and Ruth often came during the week and take care of the church gardens, and whenever we had a prayer meeting, she was the one who came to church first time early in the morning and to pray. And I remember all the food that you gave me whenever I do visitation, and she always feed me. That was not my goal, but she always feed me before I leave her house. And thank you for all your love for me and my family. And thank you for setting a good example as a Christian. And even though I'm a minister, I love a lot from you what it means to be a follower of Jesus Christ. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else over here? Okay, Rex.
I got to know Ruth. We lived here in the park for a long time. I think she's been here about as long as we have. But Linda bought the place across the street. And I just want to say that they're wonderful neighbors and just good to fellowship with them and be around them. People like that love the Lord are just very nice to have for neighbors, and we kind of watch out for each other and things like that. And it's real good to get to know Ruth a little bit better. No, I don't have a funny story for you tonight. I normally do, but I wasn't planning on saying anything, and I didn't have anything else, and my wife will get after me if I talk very long because I'm going to lose my voice. So with that, Ira.
Thank you, Rex, for those kind words. Mercy, yes. Well, we're lucky to have you fellows for neighbors too. You know, they look at each other. Yes, Peggy. Oh, okay.
Okay, this is our toast to Ruthie. Ruthie, we drink ginger ale to you.
Hooray!
I want to tell you a little funny story about Joseph.
Oh. Uh-oh. Here we go. Here we go.
Joseph would always come over and greet me every time I was outside working in the dirt. And he wanted me to go and visit, you know, with him, people that were sick and everything. And so most of the time, when I get into stuff, I'm messy, I get it all over me. So I told him, I said, if I go with you, just tell him that you picked me up along the road because I don't want you to think that I belong there or whatever. But he was always very gracious and very kind to me and very willing to let me go with him and to visit the different people that were ill. And when Marv was in the hospital in Plant City, buddy, I mean to tell you, we was not going to let him do what he thought he was going to do. He thought he was going home. I said, oh, no, you're not, buddy. We can't get along without you. You're going to stay right here. And so we prayed, and there he sits.
Well, I just had to speak for all of the people that Ruthie has met through her lifetime and saw them on the side of the road or sitting at the bus stop or broken down in their car or looking hungry or needing their clothes washed, and she helped them. They know her. You know, I know that those people have met God's love in their life because they have met Ruth. And I just praise God for sending her for us. What a difference she's made in our lives. And what a wonderful prayer partner she is. And we can look at her and see glimpses of glory here on earth, and I'm so thankful for that.
We need the fire department. The fire department. There's a fire in the house.
Slow fire.
Oh, we got the fire department.
I'm ready for your roll.
Ready? Hold on.
I want you to know that he has been such a big help to me. every time I turned around, it seemed like there was something that needed fixed. This last thing that he fixed for me was my chest of drawers.
I didn't touch her drawers.
But I told him, you know what, I thought it needed, that I wasn't going to be there, and when I come home, it looked almost like new, except it needed some paint or varnish or whatever. And so I found some really pretty stuff to put on there. It almost looks new. And thanks to Ron. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ruthie. Happy birthday to you.
You didn't help?
I'll make a wish. I wish that I hope you guys are here. I wish me a while longer, and that the Lord can use me a little while longer, and that we're able to reach all the ones that He wants us to reach. Okay, let's go.
3.
Take that hat off.
I might really have to go down.
Well, so far you're two.
There you go. Come on, boys. You can do it.
I'll probably save them.
That's chocolate.
While we cut cake, you can continue to give testimonies. Anybody want the mic?
Yes, somebody right over here. Please try.
Brother Wolf.
Well, one of the first times I met Ruth, she was wearing one of these things. And I wasn't sure what this was, so I asked somebody what this was. It's been so long since I seen one. And they said, well, that's a senior citizen bib. And I said, now I know why Ruth wears them. Every time she misses her mouth, it falls on that, and she doesn't have to wash her clothes so often.
Who's the next victim? Over here. Uh-oh, here comes Debbie.
Miss Ruth, we miss you in the choir. We love when you sing with us. Well, we all do. But I have some good memories when we used to, I guess, every year, if a pastor was staying on at our church, and we would sing. Remember the friendship song? If you're ever in a jam, here I am, right? Okay? Well, I thank God you sing. No, I forget the words, but I tell you, you've been a blessing when we did that song one year. My youngest, Kimberly, all right, you had a part in it, and you sang, okay? Well, since that time, and I'll tell you, I'll have to shake your memory a little bit, but you saved me from humongous dentist bills, because she really never wanted to go to the dentist. She was scared. And Ruth had this part. Mary Lou, you're going to have to help me. Something about your teeth, lose your teeth. Do you remember that one? Anybody know that Right here, let me see.
Baby's got her.
If you lost your teeth, hold on here, and you're out to dine, I think it's you can borrow mine. Well, you know what she did? She took her false teeth out. And my poor child, I mean, she was just so flabbergasted. She never, you know, she said, I'll never, what happened to Miss Ruth's teeth? And she would never go to the dentist. So I thank you for that much, but but you've been a blessing to all my children, so thank you for being there for them. And join us in the choir anytime.
Well, correct.
Okay. All right.
For crying out loud, yeah. I think Debbie said that Miss Ruth's teeth were like stars. They come out at night. Anyway, who's next? Who? Anyone over here wants to say anything on Ruth? Oh, over there.
Appreciate Ruth's hospitality. I was having a struggle raising my daughter as a single parent, and she volunteered. I wanted to go to a women's conference, and she watched my daughter for me, and she got done. She says, she's a handful. She was. She hung in there with my daughter. And I remember 1 or 2 years, I think we had foreign students come to stay with house guests, or anyway, as guests with some of the people from the church, and she had foreign students at her house, which was a real blessing.
I met Ruthie through Peggy. Years ago, we had a meeting at Peggy's house every Friday, and most of us were single, except for one lady that is already in eternity, Miss Louise, and she was the only married lady. But we would bring food to eat, so that after we fellowship, we could eat and share with each other. And Ruthie always brought bran muffins. She'd tell us what it would do to you after you finish eating. So she took good care of us.
Bran muffin. Well, anybody else? Anybody wants to? Angie, you want to say something about your room, Mom? Huh? See what's going on here.
I just wanted to thank Grandma because I think I was about 8 when she came down for a visit, and I begged and pleaded for her to move here, and she did. And so I thought it was kind of fitting that they used me to get her down here tonight.
So now we know who to blame for taking her away.
Well, she was coming from, where? Portland, yeah. So it wasn't like I took her from Ohio or anything. I got her closer. And she has been an absolute gift to us, to our whole family, to everybody that knows her. And she has been an amazing inspiration, always in our corner.
I think you are, my dear, and I'm so proud of you. And I thought this was your party.
We'll do my party later, another time.
All right.
Just another excuse to party with Grandma.
Okay.
I love you, and I want to thank you for always being there for all of us and always believing in us.
I love you too, honey.
Anybody else?
What do you want to say?
We always have to be trusting our hearts so that we can always be remembering what we want to remember.
There you go, buddy. There you go. From the mouth of babes, okay? Yes, okay. Anyone else? Rex?
Ruth talking about her false teeth made me think of a story. I couldn't resist it. She was at this banquet, and she had a sore in her mouth, and so she taken her false teeth out, and she left them at home inadvertently and was having a time eating, and the fellow that sat next to her, why, he said, here, he says, I've got a set of French teeth. And he handed them to her, and she said, well, they don't fit. He says, well, I got another set. And he handed those to her, and she ate the meal, and she said, well, this is something. She says that I sat next to a dentist. He says, I'm not the dentist, I'm the mortician.
Well, I guess that guy wasn't going to use them any longer, was he? Oh, well, anyway. Anyone else have anything that they'd like to share with us? No? Okay, well, anyway. Okay, man, look, music time. Okay, we'll turn the music down.
You start pulling it now.